Well, I'm not quite done today. But just remember this much, that the antithesis of what this New World Order cabal and all the associated minions, witting and unwitting out there, want is a rising standard of living. Okay, that's antithetical to their plans. They need people poor and hungry, in want, needy, so that they turn to them, okay, for sustenance, like God. This is literally what's happened here, is that Satan, through the money, this is his power, this is his manhood, through the power of the purse, and controlling these people, witting and unwitting, because a lot of these people know that this is the way it works. Jesus spelled it out. So if you think what I'm saying is far out, supposedly every single Christian on the face of the earth believes the same things I'm telling you, that money is the root of all the evil. Okay, yes, I know what's written. He said that the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, it doesn't matter. That means these most powerful people love the money the most, and that's why they stay in power. So how do you nullify their power, short of gaining control over the source of that power that they have? Gaining control over Satan's manhood, the money printing privilege. We the people, until we the people have control over that, we're not going to change things. We're going to keep seeing our standard of living dwindle. And it's going to be under the pretext, because it's going to become so glaringly obvious to everybody that nobody can say that I'm a conspiracy theorist for saying this. Forget Cloward and Piven aside, okay? Because you can read about the Cloward and Piven strategy and what they plan to do, and what they're, intentionally impoverishing the people of the world, making sure we don't all rise up. They can't have a rising tide of prosperity across the world, because they will lose relevance. They will lose control. They'll be rendered extraneous, okay? And they don't want that. They want to be more relevant, more needed. And these people, they act like they're immortal, but they keep handing down this torch to their sick and twisted children. And this is how it just keeps going on like this. How these people stay in control, and they're willing to step outside the bounds of common decency and commit murder to get their way. So they're like spoiled little bratty children, not good kids that listen to their parents, but ones that defy them. Okay, because our parents, our only true legitimate parents, are in heaven. They're above. We're children of the Most High God, made in the image and likeness. We're very cosmic creatures. We're going to live forever. None of us can get off this ride. We're eternal beings, so suicide's not going to help anybody here. You can't run from your problems. They must be confronted. We need to get comfortable with things, so we need to really contemplate long and hard what it means to make progress as a civilization, as a species, as a community, as a society. We need to ask ourselves, what does that mean? Can that mean really, is progress really regression, that we need to lose our standard of living, we need to give it up, and the pretext being that this is to save the earth? This is all they've got. This is the absurdity. And when these people are huge fat hypocrites, and what do they say? You teach best by example. So what are these people teaching us to be? They're saying, well, look, that's it. These people are scum. They're just the masses, the commoners. They're just the dispensables, the disposables. Okay? Like Hillary Clinton said, what was her term? The despicables or something? But that's who they are to these people. And they don't care about us. And you could say, well, that's nonsense, because they need the slaves, they need the consumers and all this for business. Not anymore. This is what I've been trying to drill into people's heads for a long time. This is one of the hidden perils of tolerating price fixing. Price fixing sounds so innocent, but remember, this is collusion on a grand scale. This is this hydra monopoly that is comprised of all these sundry special interest groups that are colluding together, conspiring to stay on top and maintain power, not caring about others. It's social Darwinian economics. That's it. It's cutthroat. It's dog eat dog, rat race type economics. And that's what the rule of the day is. So really, the best, look, the thing you fear most, you need to face, okay? And if you're afraid of being poor, then maybe that's what you need to do. If you're a rich guy, maybe you need to give it all up and face your fears and realize, look, I can survive by the grace of God. He got me through this far. I'm going to give all my riches away. keep a little bit just to be prudent, so I could pay my bills. But you know what? It's time. We're at that time in history where great things are going to be happening. We're all going to be seeing great, marvelous things, and frightening things are going to happen. It's that time. We're hitting the wall. The end of the age is very, very, very near, I believe, as do so many other people, and that means the beginning of a new age is coming, and we need to get ready for that new age, and creating a world that we want to live in with the hand of God at helping us, holding our hand, and helping us all the way, working together as a family, the family of man, and pleasing our master, our God, our owner, is going to bring us that happiness, that joy, that peace of mind, that sense of satisfaction and safety and security and freedom that we all crave and want. Okay? So we're not beholden to anybody. Okay? Only our conscience. And that's the one that keeps that in check. He's in charge of the checks and balances over our conscience. That's your soul. And these things, a man and a woman in their right mind wouldn't sell their soul, their spirit, their heart, their mind, their essence for any amount of treasure. The whole world you could give somebody. Control over everything, and they wouldn't if they're in their right mind. But look at all the people that are there already. And they're teaching by example that you should be there like them, when really it's the opposite that's true. These people are miserable, and they're going to a bad place, and we need to warn them. If we're a friend, if we say we love them, and we love even our enemy, then we can bring this matter up to anybody. We can approach anybody with these truths and say, look, it's time to get real. It's time to get serious, because it's not funny. Dubious war isn't funny. Children seeing these things, being involved, this isn't funny. This isn't cute. Abortion isn't funny. It isn't cute. And if it's true that it's all about the money, debt isn't funny. It isn't cute. Destroying the economy of a nation, stealing the wealth right out from under our noses, that's not funny. That's not cute. Okay, God doesn't think so, and decent humanity doesn't think so. The crime isn't cute. Keeping these high levels of crime and all these criminals, making our society dangerous. We got to worry about, we got to all pack heat or something, because we're so worried about getting robbed. I mean, this is messed up, man. So what do? We listen to that still, small, quiet voice of the Most High God. That's the Holy Spirit of truth. And we embrace it. And we accept it. We accept it. We say, I know I'm filthy. My righteousness is as filthy rags to you, Lord. I know I'm weak and feeble and needy. I'm fallen. I've got all these issues. And you know what? And you still love me. You still forgive me. And then we can tell other people about that great love. That's the best thing we can ever do. That's it. It's not about temporal things. It's about eternal things. And that's eternal. When you win friends for Him, your rewards never stop coming. We want to get comfortable with this place. We want a world that we want to live in, that we all want to make sense, that's logical. We don't want a world that's built on things like planned obsolescence and, oh, well, yeah, this guy, he's got to fix prices because he keeps selling less, so he's got to charge more just to make the same. And a world of just not allowing disruptive technology, even though it's clean and perpetual, okay. And then we got to listen to these same people say, well, you're bad humans because you got a carbon footprint, which is very organic, very natural that we have a carbon. I mean, how long has humanity been burning firewood to keep warm? This has been going on forever. I mean, Mother Nature starts humongous forest fires. In California, we had 2,100 fires burning in 2008. Mother Nature started every one of them. All lightning strikes. Trying to burn up the underbrush. And we're out there trying to fight these things, and Mother Nature's fighting back, and we're not going to win against Mother Nature. That's why you see these really hot fires out there, because there's massive amounts of underbrushes built up because they put out these things that Mother Nature started for a reason. God knows what He's doing in the ecosystem. Okay, yet I got to listen to the likes of Al Gore, all these idiots that say, oh, climate deniers, oh, all this crap. They're making up all this crap. They're liars. Remember, they're deceivers. They're delusional. If they believe it, they're delusional. Okay, that's who they are. They are their beliefs. We are our beliefs. I am my beliefs. Okay, and I believe in the best for not some of the people, but for all of the people. And they don't. They just believe in the best for themselves, that there's a shortage of best, and in order for them to stay on top and to keep having the best for themselves, they've got to deprive and deny others of the best. And I'm standing here saying, no, it's not like that at all. The truth is quite the opposite. And the reason that what I say sounds far out is because you've been brainwashed. That's it, in a nutshell. You've been brainwashed. You've been trained. You've been broken. Okay? You've been marinated and weaned on madness. That's all it is. Okay? A world that tells you that, this makes sense. Okay? People, any of these establishmentarians tell you, these are madmen. Okay? The establishmentarians are out of their minds. But do you think they know it? No, they think they're the pragmatic ones. They think they're the practical ones. They think they're the ones with common sense. They think they're embracing logic because they're caring about themselves. And that makes sense to them. They're like brute beasts. And this is what we're all learning. We all look to them. We wonder, why so many people do so many deranged things. Well, look at the people at the top. They're deranged. The people that are most powerful, that are creating our policy, are deranged, and we're looking up to them for an example. Is it any wonder we all deranged at times? Maniacal? Of course not. I mean, that's it. There's a part of us, there's an instinct that wants to fight fire with fire. You want to fight, you're going to get one. And then we want to embrace the whole violent thing, and I'm going to kill you, I'm going to destroy you, and, just there's hatred because, in order for people to start killing each other, they've got to incite this kind of hatred. And that's what they're doing. They try to get it started with the race. Oh, it's all about race or this or that. It's a diversion. It's a distraction. Look over here. Look over there. Like an illusionist, a magician, right? It's while you're looking here, something else is going on over here. And even then it's hidden. So, it's very difficult. There's all this subterfuge in the world system. Okay, that's what it is. It's just it's all clandestine and surreptitious, and it's anti-free will, and it's anti-good, and we've all got to admit it. We've all got to stand up and demand justice. And you know what? It doesn't even mean we're going to succeed, but each person needs to be empowered with the knowledge. At least know what the root of the problem is that we're not making progress. We're regressing as a civilization, as a society. And I'm telling you how it's happened through the reduction in our standard of living. Understand, this is the net effect of unsound money. Your currency goes down in worth. Okay, but people could say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Gasoline has gone down. I mean, if you go back several years, we were paying twice as much for gasoline. Folks, I'm talking about the aggregate because like I write, I tell you, look, the VCR is the best example of free market supply and demand capitalism. But in the aggregate, even counting the VCR and all the other trinkets and knickknacks, watches and all this stuff has gone down dramatically in cost. That means the worth of your money has gone way up relative to those things. But still in the mix, in the aggregate, your currency has been doing one thing. If you looked on a graph, it's just been going down for over 50 years now. Okay, is what I've been watching. We're adding it all together. What the economists call the market basket of goods. Look up the term. So you've got to include especially those things that we can't get away from. You've got to include housing costs because that's an essential human need. Shelter, it's the most fundamental thing every creature seeks. It's the first thing. You want food, water, and shelter, okay? So these are basic, essential human needs. So you've got to count those things. And beyond that, there's the energy costs. And beyond that, there's clothing that we want and need. There's, all these other things that, we don't technically need clothing, I suppose. We've only got really 3 basic, essential human needs, right? Food, water, and shelter. But just those things. The cost for shelter has gone up so dramatically, it outweighs any kind of benefits that you've derived from gasoline or VCRs. So who's being the practical one? Who's being the pragmatical one here? Who's being the logical one with common sense? I'd say it's me. It's me pointing out to you where the root of the problem is and what it's going to take to change it, and why I don't have a lot of confidence in our ability, because most people just don't understand it. They think you're trying to talk above their heads when you talk about Bill Clinton and how he allowed the expiration of the Glass-Steagall Act, because they don't know. So their mind goes blank when you say Glass-Steagall, because they don't know a damn. They're completely ignorant. So they're confused, they're disempowered, and they are divided. It's very divisive. This is what they love. They who, again, the establishmentarians, the New World Order, all that bunch, okay, not to go into them all over again. It's the same bunch. When I say they, that's who I'm talking about. They like us like this. They like us not knowing. So this could be a really good guy, but, you know, a smart, righteous dude, but he doesn't know what the Glass-Steagall is. He thinks I'm talking over his head, so he puts up a wall, and his false pride goes up, and I don't want to learn anymore because I don't know, and, you know, I don't care to learn about the Glass-Steagall Act.